The most common mistake made by inexperienced filmmakers is either lack of proper planning, or abandoning those plans one halfway through shoot day number 1. This mistake is so common, it's actually anticipated and joked about by seasoned crews and producers. Countless first, second, third and fifth time productions fail completely because of this exact circumstance. They don't finish their shooting day, then they run out of time, budget and resources, inevitably not being able to assemble a complete storyline or film. A really bad first-timer will go on to blame the cast, crew and producers around them for lacking support or not seeing their vision and completely fail to realize they should have planned appropriately beforehand, and then shot exactly and only what they planned for. Usually it unfolds like this. A new director read an article or book about how a famous master filmmaker had a vision and forced his crew to get the shot for hours, therefore proving their genius. Most new filmmakers think that's all directing is, and that's exactly what they want to do, the first chance they get. From there, they get stuck shooting one take, 87 times for 5 hours, completely blowing their whole day. If it's not the stuck on a shot scenario, it will be the I have a great idea scenario, where they decide, not during prep or the tech scout, but in the middle of shooting, that they want to do something completely new, that no one is prepared for. They move a dolly, then the lighting setup and a wardrobe change. Before you realize it, it's 3 hours later, the sun is setting, and you never moved on to the rest of your daylight scenes. You didn't make your day, and now your movie is over budget and out of schedule. The truth of that master director story is, it's mostly exaggerated Hollywood myth and PR only possible for the most experienced and accomplished filmmakers in the business. In actuality, most producers and studios won't tolerate it, and, if a director isn't capable of providing consistent deliverables daily, they will be privately reprimanded at first, not invited back for more work, second, or third, get replaced entirely during the initial shooting. Now, you may have heard that story a lot. 20 or 50 times you've heard about that master/author who demanded perfection and got it. I'm not saying it's entirely untrue, but in most cases they planned for it weeks or months ahead of time, and had to beg producers and financiers for the opportunity to do it, with polished scripts and detailed storyboards, far in advance. It wasn't something that occurred to them one halfway through shooting a scene, and it wasn't something that they executed without a lot of preparation. So, let's say you've heard that story maybe as many as 50 times, about the world's top, most influential film directors. Great, 50 directors seems like a lot, but you've got to consider there's approximately 16,000 registered JA filmmakers, and that's just the top, union guys. There's easily 1,000 more non-union, independent filmmakers trying to make their mark. You've probably seen a lot of these people's work. Big commercials and episodes of shows you watch regularly, but you don't know any of their names, or the body of their film work. You may not have heard about how they are super demanding auteurs, but their work is obviously competent and quality, when you look at it. These people don't achieve their success by abandoning plans and changing their minds, while on set. The surest way for new filmmakers to mess up their own projects and careers, is to abandon the script and or the day's shooting plans, and try to act like a creative genius in the middle of a shoot. It sounds cool in a story, but when it's happening on a film set it's usually a precursor to major disaster. Most of the time, especially with inexperienced filmmakers, it results in not enough footage shot, and only one half of a finished movie. As a new filmmaker, either a director or producer, it's much better to have a pretty good film that's 100% complete, on time and on budget, than to have a great scene, shots that don't cut into a complete movie, and you're out of time, money and resources. Completion is key in this industry. To become an accomplished filmmaker, you actually need to accomplish finished films, not stockpile cool footage. In most cases, quick, intuitive and inventive compromise and being able to shoot and assemble a complete, cohesive scene or film, will be a far greater skill and asset to a new filmmaker, than demanding your actors or DP get it perfect. To be honest, the audience probably won't know the difference between two of the same takes that were just okay or good, but the audience will notice, if you have major plot holes, critical segments that are missing, or no final act and conclusion to your film. So, when you are planning production and scheduling your days, you need to tell the story and make your days quote You need to shoot enough coverage to be able to edit something, hopefully what you envisioned, together, when you leave that location, and you need to get all the footage you planned for, while you are there. You don't want to pay for additional reshoots, and, even if you wanted to, a lot of times the cast, crew or location just won't be available again. Missing this opportunity, and thinking you can catch up later is by far, the most major and common mistake made by new filmmakers. More often than not, this mistake results in the overall failure of a film, because the production team can never catch up with the lost time and resources, and they didn't get enough footage to cut a complete project. Be mindful when planning and scheduling a new project. Make sure you have enough time and the assets you need at the location. Prep well and scout well, planning all your movements and each thing you want to accomplish, allotting enough scheduled time for all of it. Then, when you get there, on the production day, do exactly what you planned on, and don't get distracted by changes or new ideas. Get what you came for, in the time frame you intended, and try not to do anything else.